It is a great day to be alive. Okay, so where am I? I'm here a little bit early, because I woke up and actually got up. I just got this going. Is there news today? That's my question. That's the age-old question. Let's see. So today, Tuesday, looks like we have some 7:30. Says durable goods orders MOM. I don't know what that's about, but apparently it's a news today. Probably it says high. It's under high impact, so we'll see about that. Um, and then yeah, I popped in mainly because when I was watching this, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll take this off. This candle right here, it starts right here, comes all the way up, and it just closed exactly where it just closed exactly where it opened. Yeah, crazy. But that's why I saved it because I'm like, oh, I mean, that's why I started this a little bit early. Okay, so anyways, I'll just have this running in the background. I'm gonna turn on my sound so I can hear when these cross. Yep. Yeah, so I'll be able to hear when these cross. Um, and then yeah, I'll just pop in. I noted, today right here. So technically, right, there were two. The first oversold was here at 548. So this one you would have bought and it would have lost immediately because this is where your stop is right there. It would have lost. And then this one, enter here and then stops here. Could have held it, if you're not trading Apex, could have held it. But yeah, it's good. It's very good. What was I saying? I don't know. But yeah, so I was just noting that, and then this was a similar, very, very similar thing. Yeah. What was I saying? I don't know. But yeah, so that's really all I have for this morning, and just I have work. I have a meeting in like a couple of hours. I have fitness class later. Um, and so my goal for this week is what my goal is this. I want to I want to be able to make it through a week of going to fitness class without feeling absolutely destroyed. Because I felt absolutely like yes, last week, first week back, I could barely move. And so I'd like to be feeling a little bit better before I make that call because I do want to um sign up for that other class, but I'm not even gonna like I don't want to commit to it right away. That's why I'm gonna call them, try to get the group on, and then go. But I would really, and I mean really, 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 like to, um, yeah, I would really like to, uh, sorry, yeah, I really like to complete a a week of fitness class without feeling miserable, like I can't move, like I felt like I was old and stiff. Anyways, um, yeah, so all that is just to say, when I was going consistently, when I was going to fitness class consistently, guess what? I would go and I would just be like, oh, okay, cool. You know, uh, goodness. Yeah, when I would go to fitness class consistently, it was great. It was like, okay, um, well, yeah, it was like the workouts they would hurt and be sore, but you weren't like dying, You weren't like dying at the end of it. I was never so sore that it was like, okay, this is unbearable. So the fact that I oops. So the fact that now it's like, okay, um I can't even go to, well, yeah, the fact that now I can't even go, and yeah, no, it's because of my own choices that have led me down this path, um but yeah, so I want to get better at that. And so before I go and sign up for, some boxing classes, I'm gonna really lock in with my fitness class because ever since I was eating garbage, yo, garbage, I was eating like McDonald's sometimes multiple times a day or consistently consecutive days, and it was not good. Ever since I stopped eating that and just drinking more water, eating more calorie dense, is it calorie dense? Nutrient dense, but less calories, more nutrients, basically, whatever. I've noticed a difference almost immediately. Um, Slimming up, toning up, but yeah, I once I add boxing, I think it'll give me an overall um, rounded fitness routine. But I want to get into my routine first and then add things to it, right? I don't want to just immediately be like, oh, okay. Goodness. Yeah, I don't want to be like, oh, you know, oh, we're just gonna start doing well, oh, we're just gonna add a bunch of new things to. No, I'm gonna get good at one thing, get one thing going, then add something else, then add something else. So, yikes. So that's what I'm gonna be doing in soon. Not yet. Right now, Pup's funny. He's like hanging off. He's sleeping in his bed, but he's like halfway hanging out of it. I had a bad dream. I dreamt that I was playing Minecraft and Pup was in Minecraft, and it was like a Minecraft journey movie, and we were walking, and all of these animals, like lions, not lions, they were like big cats and dogs, and just all like, oh, there's like a panther. They were all like surrounding us, and they were like surrounding Pup, but like they couldn't hurt him because they were a game simulation. But we were all in a game, so it wasn't like they could hurt him, but he was scared. So I made us walk. So we walked. Well, he started walking on like this ledge because I'm like, okay, we'll just go around so they can't reach us. The animals can't, because the animals were tied up. So the animals can't reach us. And so, yikes. And so we're walking, and then starts getting narrow, so you have to kind of climb back up. But Pup doesn't have hands; he has like paws, and so he slips and he falls into the rocks below and dies. But like he just respawns. But like I have to die for him to respawn, so I threw myself off the cliff too. Um, I don't know. It was like a traumatic little movie. I don't know why I woke up from that in like that. I don't know. That was not a good dream. I woke up from that and I was like, um, yeah, no. Okay, so yeah, what, what the heck? So yeah. Anyways, I'm just killing some time. Um, Yeah, you know what? Since I'm here, I don't like doing this. I always try to avoid checking my bank account, but I will check because I want to see where we stand. Yikes. Like, why do I have like no money in my checking account? Anyways, no clue. Absolutely no clue. So basically, I'll get paid. That's the thing. It's like I don't spend any money, and yet, like, the only thing I bought for myself yesterday, I mean, last week, was I needed some, like, like, what is it called? Uh, they're like floss picks. Yeah, floss picks. I needed some floss picks because I didn't have any. Yeah, so I needed floss picks, and then yikes. I went to McDonald's 7 times this past month, it looks like. Cost $52. Honestly, 7 times $52, it's not that as much as you think. Um, hmm. Oh, my Tesla insurance came out. Uh, then my $100 at Jersey Village, $100 at my fitness thing. Yeah, I only spent $47 at Amazon because I needed the dentist, the full floss picks because I needed those. I got some well, that was later, but yeah, I needed some floss picks. I needed some, what else did I get? I got some razors and I got, gosh, what did I get? They were like bathroom items and they were like necessity items. Um, Yeah, and I don't even remember what it was. And then the last thing I got was like I got some like perfume because I ran out of my perfume and I'm just like, having some perfume is nice to smell good. So I got like it was cheap though. It was like a $19 bottle of perfume. It wasn't like I was spending an arm and a leg. Um, yeah, I mean I went to Kroger a couple of times, $30 each time I go. It's not like it's a huge I'm spending tons and tons of money. It's my bills that come out that make it so bad. Yeah, it's always my bills. $35 on Venmo. What did I buy for $35 on Venmo? Oh wait, I know what it was. Probably January 2nd. January 2nd. Oh, that might have been when I spent like $35. It was New Year's and I bought like some food. Yeah, that's probably what that was. But yeah, in reality, like bills and utilities is the majority of my spending. Like, yeah, there's food and stuff, but for the most part, I don't really spend a lot of money. Um, I really don't. Not on stupid stuff, anyways. So yeah, it looks like just bills have come out. That's why I'm so so low right now. Um, Again, which is why I haven't bought another Top Step account because I have to pay rent by like probably pay it on Monday on the 2nd. Um, so I'll have to dip into my savings, which I try not to do, but every time I have to pay rent, I have to dip into my savings because I don't have enough because I get paid on the 5th. So so I will yeah, I will get paid on the 5th, but my roommate will probably pay me. So I'm only like gonna be down dipping into about $300 in total. It's not like it's huge, but yeah. Anyways, we'll see what happens. I not try to not spend so much, and yet again I don't. Like I buy necessities. I buy food, and I don't even like eat out all the time. I buy food, and yeah, that's about it. I don't really spend that much money, and yet I always seem to never have enough. So just enough. I have just enough. Um, yeah, I'll go into my bank account and see what it actually says. So, because I can see what my balance was after each thing. So, yeah, after I got paid, okay, so I left $1,400 in my account, and now there's like 500. So I spent like $900, but where is that coming from? So went to PetSmart, Google. What did I spend 13? Oh, YouTube Premium. I might get rid. No, I can't get rid of YouTube Premium because I have YouTube Music. Anyways, um, Top Step came out. I still had $1,300 left. I paid my utility bill. I still had $1,100 left. That was last week. So somehow, between last week, somehow $600 came out. So how? Okay, Tesla. I had $1,000 January 22nd. So the end of last week, and then Tesla insurance came out. So then I had $700 left, and then just small purchases adding up. Trading View got paid out. Had to buy Pup's medicine. Went to Kroger. Got Banh Mi. Went to Kroger. I need to figure out how to get rid of that. There's like some charge that happens every month, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Oh yeah, I'm paying for Rocket Money Premium. What? It's a helpful tool. Anyways, so yeah, yeah, that's why I haven't bought all of that to say that's why I haven't bought another account. Well, once again. Yeah, all of that suffice to say, I haven't bought another account because I like the money just gets eaten away. Like again, I got paid on the 20th of last, well, kind of on the 20th. Was it the 20th? I think it was before the 20th, honestly. Yeah, I got paid on the 18th, so I got paid a little over a week ago. I had $1,500 in my almost 1,500 in my account, and now I'm down to 500. So nearly, it was about closer to 900. So about $900 have been spent, but one of those was a bill. One of those was an actual bill, and the rest of it was just minor, minor expenses that all added up. So, and some of them were, a lot of them were necessary. Oh, actually, no, two of them were bills. One of them was my electricity bill. The other one was, um, oh yeah, and I went to Ross. I got just some exercise pants. That's all I got, plus some trail mix because there was like $5 for some trail mix. But that's all I got, you know? Like I don't usually splurge and go buying stuff for myself. So yeah, so a day like, last week was kind of more out of the ordinary. And I think it's because it was the first week that I got paid and I didn't have to replace money that I'd already taken out of my savings. I think that's why. Um, Yeah. Anyways, all that to say again, I haven't bought another account and I won't. So I'm just gonna be watching. Well, not gonna be watching this. This is gonna be playing in the background, and I will be. Pup's still sleeping. I don't know how he just keeps sleeping. Usually he comes and wakes me up in the morning, and he didn't. So he's still asleep. Yeah. So I'm gonna go feed him. He always gets up when he hears his food in his bowl. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to I'll be back. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. We'll come back on 8:30 to see what's up. Yeah, there haven't been any pre-market setups. Zero. At least for RSI. Um, and I still don't know when I'm gonna trade that really, but it has to be sometime in the morning because I can't do evenings. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to work and I'll be back in like 30 minutes. Every time I think I'm gonna do something else. Okay, so we are in first candle. Yikes, oversold. So you'd be looking for that first buy out of there. Yeah, it would be the first buy. Oh crap, I was too late to that one. Too late to that party. Look, I meant to get in here, but I got in all the way up there. Crazy. Um, but that was the entry. Anyways, your stop loss goes here, and your take profit is technically where I entered. So I take profit is like just barely above where I entered. Yikes, what happened? Anyways, oh, yeah, that was a horrible, actually horrible entry. But what can you do? Um, okay, but it still worked, but that was a horrible, terrible entry. So I heard the ding. I came in right here. Whoa, move that out of the way. I came in right here and then it created this green brick and that's where I entered, but I technically entered way up here because there was 1 second between this and this 1 second. It still worked, but that was a horrible entry, absolutely terrible. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It worked, but terrible entry. um yeah, anyways, it's still going. Crazy. When did you get out? Let's see, I got out in the middle of this. Yeah, and it's still going. But that's again what we're trying to do. Quick, very quick. with an entry like that, I don't know that I would I might have waited for it to come back down because it did. It come back down a little bit. Where's I like to see balance histories because I don't know how much. Yeah, it was only $900. But again, it should have been, would have been a lot more had I don't know how many oops, sorry. I don't know how many ticks that was, but yeah, that's what you want. Is a clean the second it taps over second it hits oversold, you get it on the first brick that turns green. That's what you if it starts doing this whole action where it's chopping around, then you're not entering. As simple as that. Yeah, anyways, that was and that's your like your one trade. That's the only one that was pre-market too. Because we're about to open soon. So that's your one and only. Um hmm. Anyways, I'm just trying to work on a clean, easy, repeatable system. I'll be back again. All right, let's get to drawing our levels. I did hear this one go off. Actually, I heard a couple go off. No, yeah, that was that one. Yeah, I heard this one go off, but what happened? What was I doing? Um, yeah, I was in the middle of doing my pages for the, goodness, for the day. So we came down here. It's at 8:16. So 8:16. Yikes. So it would have been something like that one probably that would have lost immediately. And then this one at 8:17. Okay. Let's draw our levels. Let's do that first. Hmm. Hold up. Okay. So here's our low. And then, gosh, let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. And then we draw our high, which would be right there. Okay. Oops. One second. That's not straight. Okay, now it is. Okay. So, yeah, we're kind of in the middle, so could go either way. I will set an alert and probably come back to it. Yeah. All right. So it's just a matter of waiting for one of these to trigger. And, um, yeah, which could take a while since we're sitting dead in the middle. And what is our range? Well, 402 or something like that.
Bye, buddy.
Okay, I will be back. Okay, so what happened? Yeah, so I have a meeting in about 1 minute. It's gonna start soon. I'm already logged in. I'm just waiting for it to start. But yeah, we're still in this range. Um, goodness. Yeah, we're still in this range, so I am just waiting for a break and then break and retest. Yep. So, yeah, I'm just checking in um before before the meeting. Where were we? Yeah, yesterday we were trading somewhere in this. We were kind of trading in the same, I want to say same-ish range. Yeah, we're trading slightly below yesterday's pre-market range. We didn't really create any new, yeah, we didn't create any new highs. Sunday was the high. Um, yeah. So we're just kind of in the middle again. We just came down and tapped the bottom. Oops. Oh, my meeting should be starting soon. Came down and tapped the bottom and then just completely went all the way back. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, let's see if we actually get a breakdown here. Maybe. We already created our 15-minute. Still waiting for the meeting to start. Ready? Oh, I guess it's starting. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so we came right up to the top of the range, might be rejecting it again. I'm just gonna draw these lines out just a little bit more. Actually, don't know where the line goes. Is it? Oh, it looks like we just broke it, but this is such a mess. It's not even. Okay, does it go there? No, 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 no. I can't with that, but it's. There's too many things. Okay, wait. Maybe the other one went away. 9. No, it's at 5. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So it broke and then it came right back down. Draw this out just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, but we're right at the top. Okay. And the market's been open for what, over an hour, and we haven't had any significant breaks. Again, I don't know. If we haven't had anything after an hour, maybe it's just time to call it. I don't know. But I mean, I'm still gonna keep watching it, but it's just it's hasn't gone anywhere. So I'm gonna draw this out just a little bit better. Okay. Draw this one out a little better. There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna re-add this alert. Okay. Let's delete this. Okay. And yeah, I guess we'll just keep. Yeah, yeah. Neck. Okay, yeah, I guess we'll just keep waiting for that. All right, we're right back at the top. And we sort of closed below, but we did closed above, but we also just didn't at the same time. Like we closed here we closed at 83 and our line is at 82 points. So we closed like few ticks above. That doesn't count. It has to close significantly above, and it did not. So it's just, it could go, but it's not gonna count. So, which means you have to put that alert. Let me just put the alert back on. There you go. What? Never mind. Anyways, yeah. So I just put it there. Let me wait till this candle closes. Okay, there. Not again. Okay, so yeah, it has to close. Well above, not just barely on the line. All right, so these candles need to close significantly above. We did shoot up, but we're still we're still in that area where it's not significant. I want to see a significant push above, not all of this wishy-washiness, with the little doji and now that doesn't count. So, no, it has to close significantly above, significantly above. And significant is visual. Because anything less than like 10 ticks is not super significant. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, this is irritating because I would really like to get on with my workday, and this keeps, look at how many times we've broken above. Here, 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 here. Actually, almost every single candle, and yet none of them have held. So it doesn't mean we can't hold, it just means they're not holding. So this is a significant level in which we continue to sell from, and maybe that's what we do. Maybe we come all the way back, way, wow, back down here. But on the off chance that we do, I'm sitting here like, okay, because I keep setting this alert and it keeps going off only to just wick and come back down. So I have to set it again and it's getting irritating. I would like it to just hold above, and it won't. So, is there a way, when we play this again, and let's edit it and see if we can get, okay, there, I did every minute. So every time it does that, I won't have to keep, what? I won't have to keep, I thought it said stop triggered. No. So every time it does that, I won't have to keep resetting it, and I can check it without, having to reset the alert every single time. Okay, I'm going back to work now. We've been live for what, almost 3 hours. And we only took one RSI based trade. See, it just broke again. Almost every single candle. We can't hold. Okay, that was a nice hold. Barely. Yeah, buoy. Where did that close? Yeah, it was probably, let me see. Where did it close? Yeah, it closed. This is where we're at. And it closed here. So it only closed 6 ticks above, which is something. It's just, ugh. There's your pullback if we count this 6 ticks as an actual, ugh, I don't know. I'd like to see it get above this mess and all of these wicks. I'm not going to count that 6 ticks as anything. Some of this is what you call this, there's some discretion, right? Because did this effectively close above? Yes, but then it came all the way back down. Did this effectively close above? Yeah, but then it came all the way back down. What about, like, a lot of these technically did, but then didn't? I mean, even this right here technically closed above, but it's not giving anything really. So I will be back doing my work because it's 10 o'clock almost. So I got about 3 hours. So yeah, look at it just run down for no reason. Now come all the way back for no reason. Anyways, yeah, it's getting irritating at this point. Oh look, it tapped it. Oh look, it broke it again, and now it's wicking again. Yeah, this is why I don't know. I wanted to just give me a setup so I can take my screenshots and be done. I just want to take my screenshots and do my why? This is so hard. Um Now this might actually be a nice push. Either that or it's gonna sell. It's gonna sell and it's gonna sell hard. But we're pushing. This is a valid push past. So now it's the only one so far. That's actually a really big push. There was no news. Okay, here we go. We're pushing. We were pushing. Now you're over here. You're looking for a pullback. We might not get a pullback. And then we're still sitting here. I just want to set up so I can just log it and be done. And I'm not getting that yet. Okay, there's your pullback. So you're waiting for a green brick to form. Okay, there's your green brick. Enter. Did it work? Bro, I pushed enter. Why isn't it putting me in the market? I'm so confused. Maybe I have to hit this button. Okay, well, that I pressed the button like 3 times. 10 contracts. That was an accident. That was an accident. It was an accident, Constable. Okay. Um, yep. And then we put our TP at, I don't even know where at this point. 1 second. Let me just, no. TP needs to go up. I don't even know what happened. Hold up. Okay, so apparently I'm in like 15 contracts unnecessarily. I can't see where any of these things are. This needs to get moved. Damn it, it took me out. Whatever. I'm actually kind of mad. Okay, so now it's chopping. But regardless, this still would have been a loss because even if I had entered and I had placed my stop 20 tick stop, you would have been stopped out right there. And then you would have been stopped out again if you took any of these. There's your second buy-in. Why am I always getting in late? Okay. Yeah. Prime area to just chop to the moon. Anyways, now I'm gonna set my stop loss and take profit properly. Don't know why I didn't. Okay. Wow, and that just came all the way back down. So that's 1, 2, 3 in a row. We broke and we chopped to the moon and back. Okay, this will be, if it breaks again, it'll be the last one because now we're just chopping. We are just chopping for no good reason. There it is. Why? See, why is it here, but it put me in all the way up there? Okay, stop loss goes here. So for right off the bat, we have multiple terrible entries. Gonna throw that way up there for no good reason. Okay, so we have multiple terrible entries to start off. We're chopping, we broke, and then we're just in this never-ending cycle of chop. Almost never ending. That, and again, we cannot hold this. Sell. Why does it put me all the way down there? I did not enter there. Yeah, so we can't hold this for buys for crap. We could not hold it. So now we're coming all the way back. Maybe that's what I have to, well, maybe that's what I have to wait for. Is it for it to come all the way back into the range and then get a whole separate break and retest formation? Potentially. Yikes. Yeah. After it failed that many times. But yeah, no. So I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is this is being ridiculous. It's being actually ridiculous. And it failed too many times. So, goodness. So I'm gonna close out this. I wanna see. Yeah, why is it that paper trading is just so bad? Like the response time is so bad. So all of these failed, and I'm gonna circle that. We had a break. 1 second. Nope, I want this. This. All of them were bad. Break and retest after 10 a.m. All of them were bad. Let's look for a close above. So we closed above again. Let's look for a pullback and an entry. We'll look for one more and then we're done. We're bad. Yeah, so every single, none of them went. Absolutely none of them went. Um, it's information. Okay. I want to see if we get another push back inside the range and then a hold above with a retest of that one goes a little bit better. I just want to see that and then I will be done. Okay, there's a push. We need to see a pullback. There's your pullback. Just need a single green brick and we can move on with our day. This is why I didn't like trading in the morning because then you're sitting here, sitting here, sitting here. I thought we were about to form another brick. We were close, very close. And there you have it. That was a terrible entry. Watch it put me in all the way up here for no good reason. Okay, and I did exactly that. Okay, so let's make our TP and stop loss. Okay, I should have entered here. I got a terrible entry. This is your stop loss. This is your... I need to go find where the take profit needs to be. 1 second. It should be... I need to go find some bricks. Okay, this is better. Take profit should be... I don't even know. It's up 28. It should be around 28 or 30. Okay, so we're just seeing if this works second time around. Oh, it should have taken me out. Where am I? Where is price? That's my question. Okay, here it is. So the didn't work the first time. Second time, beautifully, although entry was terrible, but this works right here. Okay, let me draw some arrows. Okay, I'm glad I waited for that one because this gives us more information. I will say waited for re-entry into range, break, retest, and go. Exclamation mark. For no good reason. Okay. Yeah, so the second one worked. First one did not. First one did not. Yikes. Oh, we're getting overbought now. That's good news, good information. Oh, if this candle closes overbought, then you want to wait for your next red. That's if we're trading RSI. If we were trading RSI, we'd be looking for a red brick to form based off of this. But I don't have time to sit here for that. And we're still going, so I'm gonna turn off my sound. Because, yeah, we are done. Let me... Here we go. Save. Screenshot. Download. Okay. I'm gonna delete this. If we get break, I'm just gonna test this RSI thing real quick. Okay, there you go. There's your entry for a sell. You're targeting with a stop loss right there. Yikes. Okay, that one worked. It did. That was your RSI trade. Very brief, very short trade. You're not in very long. So that one worked as well. Okay. Let me go grab my So yeah, trading all those was a mess. None of these went. We came back into the range and then we went. Good information. Where is my notes? Okay, my downloads. Okay. Son of a monkey. What the? Copy and paste. One second. We're almost done. Yeah, I have no background information after I do this or signing out. If I could only click this button. And that is a wrap, if it would load. What happened here? Oh, I was like, what? Yeah, we're still selling. Okay. Briefly, barely, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.